Happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome to a hot, hot, hot day at Woodbine. It is very warm here today, and we have 10 races in store for you. Hopefully, you got the note that we're racing at 4 o'clock as opposed to 1 o'clock when we normally go around 1 o'clock. And Jeff, unfortunately, did not wear the Speedo as you promised yesterday.
No, I thought better of it. I like my job. Thought I would keep it for a little bit, while longer. But yeah, no, it is a hot one today, and we do have the Heritage Series that gets underway too. And this is a series that was developed not all that long ago, and I like it because it gets an opportunity for some smaller owners and smaller trainers to have success. Look at last year, Junior Hot Shots. That one had a great deal of success. Little Teddy, that one did very, very well too. So I like this series a lot, and it goes from here down to Fort Erie, then back to Woodbine as well. There's a nice bonus at the end of the series as well. But yeah, looking forward to today's program. I am all discombobulated though. It feels like a Thursday because of later post time today. I woke up at around so I usually get up around 7:30. I woke up and was like, am I working today? What day is it today? And I wasn't sure if we were running or not today. So anyways, we've adjusted and here we are.
So far, so good with the 10 races that we have in store for you. Now, of course, we have extreme heat in Toronto right now, so we are going to take some very serious protocols with our horses. Obviously, you heard the changes from Robert, and there were a lot of steward scratches. Well, that's because we will let you scratch without penalty if you do not want to race in this extreme heat. But if you're going, we will have shortened post parade, so the horses will stay here in the paddock a lot longer where it's a little cooler for them. We'll have attendants manning all the hosing stations, which are along the racetrack to help to keep our equine athletes and even our humans as cool as possible. I wouldn't mind getting hosed off if I was walking a horse over today. Ice buckets will be all over the place as well. Same thing. It's okay to dunk your groom if you want to. And water stations in the paddock here, which are something that we have on a regular basis so that we can keep everybody hydrated, horses, humans. It's just important that everybody stays as cool as possible, and we want everybody to be healthy and happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are prepared for everything here today, and first and foremost, we want to keep an eye on everybody involved in the game of racing here today, because you think of the pony people as well. They're going to have a long day, so we want to make sure that they get hosed down. The gate crew, that they have lots of water as well, and it would really help if we got some clouds to kind of get rid of the sun a little bit as well.
Or maybe a little bit of a breeze would help as well. But we'll go back and we'll talk about what happened yesterday before we get into today's card, because yesterday, talk about somebody who was heating it up. It was Catherine Day Phillips with 2 wins on the program. She'd been win shy, and it was, I think Dale DeRusso said it earlier, hitting the goalpost, right? But then wasn't lucky. And then yesterday, Wyoming Bill got a nice win and a hard-fought win too with Emma Wilson aboard. And then she came right back and won the next race with Innis Free Isle, who could be headed towards the Oaks.
I think you're right. I like the way that horse ran yesterday. And, favorites didn't do all that well, but one favorite that did very, very well was Love Severe, who just looked to win her every step of the way. And just a lovely, lovely horse that seemed to handle this situation extremely well. Just so lucky that we were able to watch her yesterday. The Shippers, they dominate the race, finishing the first and second position in here. So, but look at the way she just covers ground,
But Jeff, you said it yesterday on the pregame show too. You said she will love our long stretch drive, and you were 100% right on that. Miguel Clement, you sent this horse up here to compete, and of course we had Eric Chancel doing the riding as well. What a nice guy he is. He said yesterday after when we were walking back, he said, the first time I came to Woodbine, I didn't get lucky, but he said, I'd like to come back again. And I said, well, the third time we make you an honorary Canadian.
That's right, you get a passport. So no, Eric Cancel's had a very nice career, and really good for Miguel Clement too. It's been a trying couple of weeks for him now. His dad passed away. He's got to take over all the training duties, and I'm sure he's still has a very heavy heart racing these horses.
Sure, but you know what? He knows where Woodbine is and how much success the Clement outfit has had here in the past. So I'm sure we're going to see plenty more of them. I saw that yesterday on social media known as X, that they were congratulating the horse and everybody for the big victory yesterday as well. It was a pretty good day yesterday as well for payouts once again. Wow. I mean, we started it off with a $41 winner in the 2-year-old race, and the day kind of carried on with a few other long shots.
Yeah, Ron's Gizmo. We love seeing him have some success yesterday. That was tremendous. Leona Whiteblaze gave Harold Lattisaurus first winner of the campaign as well. And as we take a look at some of the clocker information from today, I think the key was this morning, get out as early as you could.
Yes. You know what? I was up at about 4 o'clock in the morning.
What were you doing?
Well, taking the dog out for a little piddle.
Oh,
okay. And
I thought you were getting home at 4.
No. And I thought to myself, okay, now is when I probably want to be getting to the barn and doing something with these horses, because it wasn't that bad, you know, at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then the heat came into play. He did say once again that the inside was the best place to be this morning for workouts, and he highlights another Kevin Attard trainee that worked from the gate today, one by the name of 2 Out Hero, that worked in 48-3. This is a horse that Jeff had looked up, and they paid some pretty decent money for this one.
250 or 275. A Warfront who actually was down at Belmont getting ready, and now it's up here. So 2 Out Hero, I imagine that's a baseball term. And,
of course.
You would have been a great 2 Out Hero back in the day, I imagine.
I was a 2 Out Hero once. Yes, I was.
Yes.
Back in my T-ball days.
Yeah.
But so of course, lots of things to look forward to on the afternoon's program. We might as well get right into it, because we do have 10 races. We got a couple of stakes races to take a look at as well. And we'll start things off in the opener on the program. So first topic of the day today is Bullet, which kicks off for us in the opener on the program. A maiden special weight for the 2-year-olds. And full disclosure, okay,
yes.
My parents have a horse that is racing in this race. They bred it, Awesome Connection, along with their partner Jory Sherman, who will be here today. Of course, Mom and Dad will be watching in Kentucky. And because it's a conflict of interest for me to, you know, say what I know about the horse and, you know, go into a little bit of detail, I will not be making selections here in this race. In fact, I won't even be in the studio for this race at all. I'm going to be out there in the paddock with our boy Houdini, who you saw the other day.
Very calm horse.
He's a nice, calm dude.
Beautiful black horse.
Yeah.
And I think it probably wants a little bit more ground than 5.5 furlongs.
Yep.
So I think this is probably a good starting for him nonetheless. And the tote board's talking about a horse that is going to take a lot of money here today, and that is Jupiter. Now, Jupiter was actually one that went through the Ocala sale back in April. It was an RNA for $100,000. So obviously they like the horse a little bit in here. And that's where you find Patrick Husbands as well. Noboru, I hope I'm saying that right. It means noble man. And I just want to give a shout out to the owners here. This is Violet Rose Thoroughbred Partnership. So what Glenn Secura did is he got a bunch of people that know very little about the game, and he got a nice partnership involved here. So hopefully they have some success here along the way. We've got a Fog of War in here. Now, Fog of War's finest moment came here at Woodbine. He won the Grade 1 Summer Stakes. And you've got Instant Response, who obviously raced very well first time out too. So, you know, the babies, you and I love it, because the big thing, do you want to win? 100% you want to win, but you just want everybody to have a positive experience and learn something.
That's
because
right.
we know how much these babies can improve from one race to the next. And it just seems like for some, the light bulb goes off after one race. They know what the job is now, right?
It does.
So.
But you know, like in our case, and I'll just say this, you know, this is a horse that foaled out for us, you know, out of the mare. We have the mare still, and that's a long wait. And it's always kind of exciting to get there at the age of 2, because you're not quite sure if you're always going to get there at 2, and, you know, looking forward to that this afternoon. So that is the opener on the program, but we'll go to race number 3 next, because this is where we kick off our Heritage Series races on the card today, the Georgian Bay, which is probably a lovely place to be today.
I would be doing such a cannonball in the Georgian Bay right now. Oh, the waves would go all the way to Barrie.
I'd get you one of those floaties that looks like a unicorn.
Oh,
you'd have a great time.
Perfect.
And if you don't want to go to Georgian Bay, well, you can go to Lake Huron later on too. But this one will go 5/8 of a mile on the inner turf course, listed as firm. We're in lane 1, so we're using the entire course again today. Executive Success will be the speed of the race, and will likely go off as the favorite.
You know, I don't know if Marty specifically claimed this horse with this series in mind, or if he just said, you know what, let's get Ontario's side horse and go to Woodbine and see what we've got, because there's so many opportunities, and the horse just absolutely crushed last time out. And then it's got a beautiful 1-2 punch because it's got Supergirl. Now, if you're not familiar with Supergirl, I think she was purchased with the main reason getting her to the Muskoka, and she kind of laid an egg in the Muskoka, and we never saw her again.
That's right.
So she's trying to get back into the swing of things in here. Swalegedo Vive, hope I said that right. Took a lot of money first time out, was a clocker horse, and did not run up to expectations. And the inside horse goes for the Allwellings, who had some success yesterday. And I think that the storyline, too, is the surface here. You know, all these horses are looking for turf success for the very first time, and how will they handle the tight turn, because it is a wickedly tight turn.
That's true.
On that inside turf course.
Yeah, the question mark I have is with Supergirl. You know, the workouts indicate that she should be all systems go here today, but you're right. She was a private purchase after breaking her maiden against Maiden Special Weight Company and doing it I thought looking good. You know, I know it was just by a whisker, but still, she beat some nice horses. And then, like you said, not really a great race in the Muskoka, but we'll see if she comes back a little tougher here as a 3-year-old.
I wonder what happened to our good friend Bullet, because this one ran in against Bullet last year and finished second. Remember, Bullet was a really nice horse for the Cassie Bar, and then we never really saw her afterwards. So I'll have to ask Mark about that one. Just curious where Bullet is in there. But, you know, obviously, Drexler is loaded in this race. I mean, it's a very good 1-2 punch in here.
Let's go to race number 4 on the program. 4th race today, an optional 32, going 1 1/8 miles. So, wow, is this the first time we've gone 1 1/8 miles this year, John?
That's a great question.
I think so.
It might be on the main, because have we gone on the inner? No, I don't think we have on the inner.
I don't think so. No, so I say this is the first time we're going to go this distance for the season, an optional 32. And you get a good group in here. Now, obviously, we have the scratch of the 6. That's a steward scratch. Gets us down to a field of 7. War Painter goes out for Kevin Attard, and Fraser Abley will be aboard after a good second-place effort in her first start back.
Speaking of syndicates, how about the success that Canuck Racing Club has had? I mean, this is one of their first horses. Has made almost $250,000, probably has in Canadian dollars, and comes off a really good result last time out. That winner surprised me, Swinging Mandy, because I wasn't sure if the horse was good enough to win that category, and wired the field on that day. You get a couple of comeback works as well, so we got to give that one a bit of a shout out. I'm really swinging for the fences here with the price play, and brutally honest. I have 2 angles I like to play with Cassie. One bombed on me yesterday, the first time
it's your move.
I took a shot. And another one is first time synthetic, after he races on turf for a long time or dirt for a long time, and that's brutally honest in here. So I think she's got some ability. I'm kind of swinging for the fences, hoping to hit a bit of a grand slam. Now, I wanted to ask you about another horse in this race, and that's Aspen Dawn, because you know, Aspen Dawn has... That door's been knocking.
Yes, I know.
But nobody's answering.
I know, I know.
So I don't know what to do with Aspen Dawn.
Well, and I think the issue with Aspen Dawn is she's got to worry about this Kevin Attard horse, because once again, they were competing in the same race on May the 16th. They were 2nd and 3rd, respectively. I would also maybe take a peek at Street Princess at a little bit of a price. She went straight to the front and kept on going in her first start back this season.
But Serenading Kitten was just sort of okay the other day.
That's true.
You know, and
That's
that was look at the fraction she got away with in that race, 51 4 1/2.
Well, and then we're looking at a one-time winner versus some horses who have won at least 3 times in their career. So race number 4 on the program, of course, will kick off the pick 4 on the afternoon's card. Let's go ahead to race number 6. 6th race is an optional 50. This time we'll go 1 1/16 miles on the inner turf course. And, you know, you look at this race, and we've taken out the 7, but really, this field of 6 is kind of interesting, because you've got Ready to Battle for Cassie, who comes out of the shifty race, and Not a Trouble. Not a Trouble really has held her own this season. You get My Girl Della, who ran a decent 3rd last start out, which was her first start back of the season, and they were asking her to go long for the very first time as well. So, you know, she probably needed the race, should come back fitter and tougher today.
Gets a new pilot, Pietro Ryan, for the very first time. Sometimes races just don't go your way, and I think that's what happened with Romantica last time out. I think she was really angry about it, and we're going to show you exactly what we mean right now, because the pace in this race was so slow that everybody got jammed up, and the rider asked her to settle, and she just will not do it. And a huge negative sign to me are when horses run with their mouths wide open, because that means they're really fighting the rider in here. And just watch this horse right now, the 6. She's fighting, and then they try to get her to settle in here, and she's still not really settling, and now her mouth is wide open, and she is not happy. And they are absolutely crawling up front, and they've got a massive hold on this horse. They're going to go into the turn in here, and eventually, when they go to the half in 50 3, the race is over. I mean, this is it, has stolen it, and everybody gets jammed up. She does quite well to recover to finish in the 2nd place position. We just need a little bit of pace here today, because if she gets into a more relaxed stride, I think that helps set her chances.
Yeah, she's a major player in this race. In fact, all of us, with the exception of Doug McPherson, are going to use that one on top. Doug's going to Shade of Pale, in which Emma Wilson will ride for Steve Cherkoff, and we know that over the years that's been a very strong jockey-trainer combination. They clicked for a nice win just the other day together. She's going to be back in this barn quite prominently, I would think.
I am worried about the pace in this race, though, too, Elise. Like, do you think Ready to Battle tries to cut it? I mean, going from 7/8 to 1 1/16. I mean, My Girl Della with the blinkers on, maybe she tries to go to the front.
Well, from the way Romantica wanted to go last start out, I think we just let her go today.
Possibly.
Let her do her own thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's my opinion. And plus, I guess we'll have to see how this track plays. I mean, we know that today we're doing a little bit of everything, right? We're on the turf, we're on both courses, we're on the inner, we're on the outer, and of course we're on the main track today as well. But a field of 6 getting ready to roll in the 6th race on the card, where we kick off the second pick 5. Anything else you want to add there?
No, that's pretty much
All good?
it. The only thing is I'd like to see Nantucket Stay run well, because I do think she's kind of a cool horse for Pat Dixon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's go to the 7th. That's where we're coming up with our next topic, which is the bounce back. We talk about the bounce, the dreaded bounce, but this is the bounce back that we're hoping for with a horse in this race. A maiden special weight going a mile and a 16th. Mark Cass has got a busy day at the office. He's got a special session in here with Patrick aboard, blinkers coming off. He's got trip aces in this race too with Saheen Savachi, who comes off of a 2nd place effort. They've got a very busy afternoon in store.
I've been really disappointed with Special Session. He comes from a really good family, and I don't know. I don't know why he's not running better. I think at some point maybe the only other thing left is to cut him.
To drop.
And that too. You could maybe geld him too, but he's not. He always gets jammed up. He doesn't really relax all that well in races. Maybe that's why Mark's taking the blinkers off in here. But Copper Ghost is a very interesting runner here for Mr. Mike Trombetta. And we see Trombetta use this rider, Jalen Samuel here, and he's had a bunch of winners here at Woodbine as of late. Perfect trip on this day. It's Hernandez that rode on this particular occasion, and we're getting a beautiful setup in here too. So we're going to identify a bunch of different things in here. So let's first of all focus on the pace battle here. Telestrator's not working as per usual. There it is, kind of. Circle.
There you go.
There we go. And now we're going to get to our horse right here. And now you and I had a lengthy debate about this race.
Yes, we did.
Because this is the Connor race. Nathan Squires finished not on the ticket in this spot, but his horse came back to win Friday, right?
Friday, yeah.
So just gets a beautiful, beautiful setup in here. And you're thinking, we're going to go right on by. But the horse does not go by Connor. Now, if memory serves me correct, I think Connor's a 4-year-old. So you are losing to an older horse in here.
And
this
Connor's
was the
been in for 40.
Right. But this is a horse that is just a 2nd career start, is going around 2 turns. And you're thinking, you've got a Go-Sap or a Medallia Doral mare. You're thinking plate with a Canadian bred like this. And he's trying, but he just can't quite get there. I just hope he's a little bit more polished when it comes to finishing off his races here today.
I was kind of keen to see what William T would do this afternoon as well, but he has scratched likely because of the extreme heat.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yep, so taking all precautions there with that one. But Trip Aces is where I'm going to go. I mean, 2nd just got beat last start out when going a mile and a 16th, and has that winter fitness from being down at Gulfstream. And the other thing too, I guess, would be, we want to look for horses who are going to handle this heat today. And if you were winter race down at Gulfstream, you should be acclimated.
Yeah, and what did we do with the Cheesewood horse, Borealis Trail? The fact that Rachel started the horse at Gulfstream, I think that means they like the horse, and now shows up as a first-time gelding.
Oh yes, didn't you say that Robert got that Rob Landry got?
Rob Landry, he got a deal. 12 geldings for the price of 15, or vice versa. 15 geldings for the price of 12 or something, whatever.
Yeah, it was a special price for a dozen.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
So that's the 7th on the card. The 8th race today will be where we kick off the final pick 3. But like I said earlier, if you're not sure about one lake, here's another lake for you to go jump in, and that's Lake Huron. At 5/8 of a mile, we'll go for this stakes event. A purse off at $100,000, 3-year-olds, boys in this spot, and we had the girls earlier on. And like you said, this is a restricted stakes event. We'll scratch the 3. That one, of course, is Stuart scratched because of the quarantine, and gets us down to a field of 6. Now, here's my concern. I don't know what's up with Awesome Rainbow. I have no clue. But the fact that Norm thinks he's good enough to race in a stakes race here today, I can't even use him, because he has really, really disappointed me. I thought he was such a nice horse as a 2-year-old too. Now I know they're going back to Salis, and Salis did have some success with this horse, but I got to go to the hot horse, and that's Go-Kart Mozart.
And Awesome Rainbow's a big horse. How is he going to handle going 5/8 on this tight course too? That's another thing too. But he's been a massive disappointment, and maybe Leo's got the trick for him, because he rode him very well last season. But I'm with you in regards to Go-Kart Mozart. I mean, this has been a very nice horse this season, and last time out they were able to get the victory by a narrow margin, by a neck on that day. Now, the runner-up reference is not great. That's Country Living, who dropped for, 15?
Yeah.
And lost. And lost badly.
Yeah, but one has to assume that something
exactly,
happened.
Yeah. So, and the mare has dropped 1 turf winner. Now, I am a little bit surprised, because you're a massive fan of Little Red Dami, and he came over so sharp in his first start, they had to scratch him. And the last time out, I don't know, he just seemed a little dull in the paddock. So I'm hoping he kind of bounces back with a bit of a better race. Now he's raced again by conditioner Kevin Attard.
Right, because remember, he was not in the hands of Kevin Attard for that last race because he was sitting out on a few days. So he's back with Kevin now. The only thing I am concerned about him is, and you've seen it before too, he's a hot dog here in the paddock, and he'd be one of those horses I'd want to keep really cool.
Especially on a day like today, you can't lose your race before the racing begins.
Can't.
You got to save every ounce of energy.
All right, well, let's go to our final topic, which comes up in race number 10, where we play the Jackpot High Five, the carryover drawing, more than $30,000. We're going to scratch the one-horse Makwa, so that takes a speed horse out of this race. The 10 Fighter in the Win, also a steward scratch from this event. We still have a pretty good group, though, that's going to get set to go. I mean, I am quite excited to see what Rosscar does, because Rosscar ran against Essex Serpent first start back, and Essex Serpent looked like a good thing that day. You get Lac Makaza in for 50. You get Last Dawn, of course, a horse that a lot of people like to cheer for. Gail Cox sends out that one, and the return of Duke of Love to Woodbine too. Right,
and Duke of Love, he's traveled on the turf a couple of times, hasn't gone all that well, and he's coming off a really bad race last time out, but the fact he's still here racing is a huge accomplishment because he missed a considerable amount of time. And I'm still a Swiftie. I am still a Swiftie, and I think that Swift delivery last time, there were some signs of him getting back to where he once was. You know, he had a beautiful off-the-pace rally here on this day. He's eventually going to lose by 3/4 of a length. The winner was Hunt Master. The runner-up's a really nice horse, that being Bayless Out. And I just think that by putting the blinkers on here today, they're just not entirely happy with how focused the horse is right now at this point. But we're putting in a pretty good run in here. I just wonder if maybe this is the start of him turning the corner, if the start of him starting to get good again.
You know what I think too? I think he's a nice grass horse, but I think he loves the main track. I think that really is his preferred surface.
You think he really likes the sun?
I do think so. You know, because I can remember talking to Patrick after the big day. What was that? Was that the
when he won by
Toronto
16?
Cup? No, when he got beat.
Oh yeah, Toronto Cup.
I think that was the Toronto Cup, and we were on the grass.
That's when all the Swifties were here.
And all the Swifties were here, and he was like, yeah. Like at that time, I think we thought maybe he's fine on turf, but his preferred surface might be the main track, the synthetic surface.
Yeah.
So
it's nice to have so many options here at Woodbine. Like if that plan doesn't go well, you can go back to a different track.
Yeah,
right? So.
yeah, absolutely. I don't know why I don't have him on my ticket. I must have skipped him, but I am a Swiftie.
It's because you are anti-Taylor and Travis.
No, not at all. Not at all. Alrighty, 10 races in store for you today. We are going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Clocker Report, our plays of the day, and we'll talk about who's hot in the jocks room.
Haters gonna hate.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
As promised, we have some plays of the day to take a look at. We have clocker horses to look at and some stats and standings for the month of June. Starting things off first will be our first batter, and that's Jeff Brad, who will pass along his selections for the day today.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so here we go. Who's going to be my play of the day? Who is my best bet? Brad's best. Where am I going? That's going to be Coming up in race number 6, Romantica. My debut threat comes up in the opener, that being Jupiter, who continues to be absolutely hammered on the board. And my long shot is, sometimes I have to do this with Elisa. I have to be brutally honest.
That's true, Jeff.
And I had a scratch with William T.
All right, well, what have I got for that? I have a scratch too, because I had Dresden Road twice, yesterday and again today. Trip Aces, I'm looking for a maiden score from that one, from the Cassie outfit. Go-Kart Mozart will be my stakes debut pick from the Tiller Barn, and Ross Carr is a horse I'm looking for in race number 10 to wrap up the card today. We've got plays from Doug. No picks for Ron. Unfortunately, the horse that he had up on top of his play of the day was scratched. Doug McPherson will go to Soulmate at 9-5 in race number 5 on the program. I would tend to agree that horse does look pretty live in that race as well. And our producer, somebody known as the producer, is going to go to Ross Carr, maybe stealing off my notes.
That's beat the fave.
That's what I did too, though.
I think Ross Carr might be the favorite in that race.
Well, now maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
No, the scratches I don't think are going to.
No, Particular might be. That's going to be interesting to watch the wager in that race.
Let's see what happens. If there's
Woodbine
Swifties
TV
here.
Prod is sweating that the horse is going to be the favorite. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly. Clock report for the twilight post time here today. Jupiter makes the clocker report.
You ever been?
Huh?
You ever been to Jupiter?
No, and I don't ever plan to.
No.
Now, I've been to Jupiter, Florida before.
Okay.
Have you?
I've never been. I haven't been either. Some people say my picks are from Jupiter, but.
I had a girlfriend that made me a mixtape back in the day that said, "Men are stupiders, send them to Jupiter."
Yeah,
Borealis Trail is
the
horse.
Rachel horse.
Yeah, that's the Rachel horse that debuted down in Gulfstream.
Yeah.
It wasn't exactly the greatest debut, but got cut since then, and could be very interesting at 12-1. So we'll watch for that one today as well. We promised to pass along the stats for the month of June. This is just for the month of June to tell you who's hot. Remember that song? How you feeling? Hot.
Good song for today.
Exactly. And Pietro Moran, he's the hottest guy in the room. 15 wins. Now, he's been a little quiet this week. Didn't win anything Thursday, right? Didn't win anything Friday. And then he waited around to the last race yesterday to get Pierre home. So that puts him back in the winning mode. Rafael Hernandez, now he's a guy who wins he won 2 races yesterday. Pageant Queen at a good price. And of course, our old buddy Ron's Gizmo. We got that one home too. Saheen Savachi and Ryan Munger will round out the top 4.
I don't think Ryan is ever not smiling.
No, he's always such a nice
Always
guy.
just very, very happy. And we'll take a look at our trainers this month as well. Devin Giddens, good for him.
Look at him working his way
That's
in.
fantastic. Congrats, Devin, for making it onto the board. That's terrific. And look at his ROI too, $4.92. Boy, Cassie and Carol both look positive ROIs this month. That's tough to do.
Is that the first time we've seen Josie on the board? I think
yeah.
so. Now, she's had some very live horses lately. She had that nice winner on the program yesterday named Lupa.
Yeah, I'm really happy Devin made it on the board.
Me too.
That's great.
Too. It's a big accomplishment to move yourself all the way from Western Canada to the big leagues here in Toronto and find yourself in the top 4. Good for him.
It's fantastic. Good stuff. And he's done well with a variety of different horses, like first-time starters, horses he's claimed. So he's done great.
I can hear the babies yelling in the paddock. Yes,
well, maybe that's your baby saying,
it better not be.
Lisa?
Race number 1 comes up for you in 23 minutes time. Good luck with your selections this afternoon.